Okay, let's get into this one right here. Anthony Edwards wants to smoke, so he's about to get smoked. Anthony Edwards fans, they want the smoke, and they're about to get this smoke because Anthony Edwards, again, has made an All-NBA second team. And we're going to talk about LeBron James All-NBA second team on this one too. But that's to be expected for LeBron James, right? And to me, the NBA continues to be cowards and continues to make cowardly moves for LeBron James. At this point, we can expect he's pretty much paying somebody, right? He's pretty much paying the panel of the NBA, the guys who select the All-NBAs. We know he pays the media. He pays ex-players, whether it's his era or past eras. And this is why I told you guys, probably after this year, I'm probably just going to get out of making videos about the NBA because this has become real sickening, folks. It has become real sickening what we got here. But for Anthony Edwards, and I truly thought because Luka Doncic did not qualify to make an All-NBA team, that he will be All-NBA first team. No excuse. Not only that, the excuse shouldn't be because Luka Doncic was hurt. It should be because Anthony Edwards should be better than Luka Doncic. He should be better than Tatum. He should be better than SGA. And why I say that is they've been touting this guy as the face of the league. They've been touting this guy as the next Michael Jordan. They've been touting this guy as having all these so-called skills. So it's not really about if Luka is hurt or not. You're letting a plumber outplay you, homeboy. Luka's a better shooter. He's a better passer. And he's a better rebounder. Which means, what does Anthony Edwards do better than Luka, the plumber? The out-of-shape plumber at that. Nothing. Nothing. Maybe he might have some athleticism. That's about it. But you don't have to have athleticism in this era. We already seen that. Two plumbers basically run the NBA. Luka and Joker. Two out-of-shape plumbers, right? And this is why I can't take Anthony Edwards serious. Luka was able to make it to the finals without the Lakers, without LeBron James last year. And we already know that Minnesota is down 0-2. And don't give me nothing about Anthony Edwards played great in the second game against OKC because his stats had no impact on the game. He basically pulled a LeBron James. And if I'm not mistaken, he shot a brick fest from 3 and hit 0. I think he was 0 for 7 or something like that. So last year, he made All-NBA second team. And we'll talk about this right now. But this is disgusting. All of a sudden, last year, the NBA went to the format of positionless for All-NBA. Last year was the first year they went to positionless. And that's kind of funny. And to me, that rings of clutch sports and LeBron James in this entire thing, which we'll get into that. But last year, for the first team, Anthony Edwards was beat out by SGA, Jason Tatum, and Luka. No. It's positionless. I was thinking about position. No, he was beat out by SGA, Joker, Luka, Giannis, and Tatum for first team. This year, he was beat out by Giannis, SGA, Joker, Tatum, and Donovan Mitchell. See, you could probably vibe with these other names right here. Giannis, SGA, Joker, and Tatum. Which again, if he's that dude, they're not even supposed to be over him. But, okay, whatever. Donovan Mitchell beat him out? Check it out. Donovan Mitchell, let's see where he was the year before that. And that would be, well, that would be last year. Well, he got beat out by Donovan Mitchell. Like I said, this year for first team. So Donovan Mitchell last year, where was he at? So let me not put my foot in my mouth. So Donovan Mitchell didn't even make All NBA last year. Okay, let's look at 22-23. Donovan Mitchell, where are you? Donovan Mitchell is not on 22-23. Maybe my eyesight is going bad. I don't know. 21-22. Donovan Mitchell's not on that one. So I'm not going to keep going up. But so I didn't see Donovan Mitchell for 3 years prior to this year, even on one All NBA team. And you're trying to tell me he snuck in front of you, Anthony Edwards, for All NBA first? I'm trying to tell you guys, man. When I say this guy's a fraud, he's a fraud. And maybe he shouldn't even be on All NBA second team. Kate Cunningham, Karl Anthony Towns, Halliburton, who is this? Jalen Williams and James Harden. Yeah. I guess he can make two. Nevertheless, that's a bad look for Anthony Edwards. And for his fans who keep saying he's too young, let's break this down. Anthony Edwards came in a season after Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, post-rookie season, his second season in the NBA had been All NBA first team every single year. A plumber. They can't be they gotta be the same age. Or just about. Let's look this up. So Luka's been, let's see how old this guy. So he is a little bit older. Let me see what he came in. Okay, he came in 18. So 18-19 he came in. It don't matter. Let me make sure I'm right on this one. Yeah. So the next year he came in, not the same year. He's been on All NBA starting in the second year. First team, except for this year because he didn't qualify. He was a scoring champion. Like I said, rookie of the year. 5-time All-Star. So what's the excuse for Anthony Edwards? So what are we saying here? Because LeBron James came into the league out of high school. You guys are trying to use him coming out of Georgia into the NBA ready, right? Because if you come to the NBA, that means you're ready. If he came to the NBA in the 2020s, the weakest era of all time, but they will tell us these guys are the most skilled of all time, which means he should have been ready. The one and done situation is nothing new. That basically happened in the 2010s. So guys coming into the NBA one and done out of college, it's nothing new. You guys are making up excuses for his age. Instead of holding his feet to the fire and holding him to a standard. The standard of the league saying he's the face of the NBA. Now, I know he said he didn't want to be the face, but you got all these buffoons saying him and SGA is the face of the league. I've heard this on people's channels, and I'm like, Anthony Edwards is far from face of the league. Not even close. SGA and Joker, I'm cool with it. But Anthony Edwards, no. He ain't even made a first team. He just got beat out by Donovan Mitchell, who ain't even made an All-NBA since I don't know how long. I just went through 3 All-NBA seasons. 3 seasons of All-NBA. He wasn't even on the All-NBA before that. And we already talked about Donovan Mitchell. I think we went, let's go ahead and pull him up. We did a video on him, and this guy is super overrated. He's not a superstar. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, that Anthony Edwards is not a superstar. If you can't make all NBA first team, you're not a superstar. I don't care who's in front of you and how young you are, you're just not a superstar. If you can't beat out the guys that's making all NBA in front of you, you're not a superstar. To me, you're not. So he was on the all NBA second team in 23. Where the hell did he go? Because I didn't see him. Let me go back. Where's he at? Mitchell, Anthony Edwards. Oh, hold on. That was the wrong one. Okay, my fault. So he was on there in 23. 22, 23. Nevertheless, that was the only time he had made all NBA was 2023. And now this year, beating out Anthony Edwards. And I'm not trying to say he just beat out Anthony Edwards. All these other guys beat out Anthony Edwards too, because now it's positionless. So now nobody beats you out at a position, they just beat you out. And it's going to be bad news for this guy tonight. I can just feel it. So now basically in 5 seasons, he's a 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA second team. That's basically it. That's all this guy's got on his resume. Oh, and then he rode the bench for a gold medal. Remember this guy, the guy that said we got to watch out for him in the Olympics after, he begged LeBron James to be on the team after LeBron James cut the entire original team of the FIBA, the 23 FIBA. He cut the whole damn team. The turnover king cut that team. Remember, we told you before, if LeBron James was this dude, and we just got beat by the fake Rondo, Schroeder, and the Germany Plumbers, Halliburton, Hart, Ingram, Brunson, Anthony Edwards, and some other guys in the FIBA got beat by the fake Rondo, Schroeder, and a bunch of German plumbers that won a gold medal. So you're trying to tell me LeBron James could not have took those young guys under his wing? Instead, he cut the whole damn team? Oh, no, Halliburton was on there. And I think Brunson might have been hurt. I don't think LeBron would have wanted him on there anyways. So a 4-6 loser, a turnover king, a guy who can't shoot, assembled an Olympic team. Wow. And he told the fake Michael Jordan, yes, you can play, but you're going to have to ride the bench, get the water, get the Gatorade, get the steroids, the juice ready. Get us ice cold towels. I'm just saying, you guys want me to take this Anthony Edwards serious. Where's all his 40 point? This guy's been in the playoffs. Where's his 40-point games, his 50-point games, all this stuff that we can, just go crazy about? This Michael Jordan-esque perform. He takes 1 billion threes, so it should be easy for him to put up, all these 40-point games in the playoffs, 50-point games in the playoffs. Even at this young baby age that you guys are crying. How long are you guys going to talk about age? In a weak soft era. So what about LeBron James? He came in straight out of high school. Kobe Bryant came in straight out of high school in a tougher era. So we already know Anthony Edwards probably ain't going to make all NBA defensive team. Let me see if this is even out. Because this, oh my God. All NBA defensive team. I know he's not going to make it, but I'm just saying I want to see who made it this year. So, of course, it's positionless. I don't know. It looks like it's been positionless for a minute. They don't have no position on there. Let me see. Well, in the past, it looked like, it don't say position, but it looks like in the past, they pretty much put position. So this year, the first team, Evan Mobley made it. Dyson Daniels, Lou Dort, Draymond Green, what a joke. Amen Thompson, Zubac, Jaren Jackson, Jalen Williams, I can't even say this guy's name, to Manny, Tamara, and Rudy Gobert. Where are the superstars, man? They just don't exist no more, man. We try, and this is why we try to tell you guys, these guys could never make the top 10. Your superstars in this era, and most of your superstars in the 210s, because they only play one side of the ball. This is all they got. They only play. These are a bunch of no names. I mean, we know who they are. They're not superstars. Lou Dort ain't no superstar. Dyson Daniels ain't no superstar. Evan Mobley ain't no superstar. Jaren Jackson Jr. ain't no damn superstar. Rudy Gobert ain't no superstar. And the rest of these guys ain't no superstar. One side of the ball is what these guys play. Where's the Jason Tatum? And this is what gets me right. I'm blown away by this. Look at this. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Hold on. And we're going to get to LeBron James in a minute. Look at this. We're going to get back to this All-NBA real quick. So the guys that made All-NBA this year. Giannis didn't make a defensive team? Wow. Shea didn't make a defensive team? I thought he was real good on defense. Wow. We know Joker ain't making a defensive team. Tatum didn't make a defensive team? Donovan Mitchell didn't make a defensive team? Karl Anthony Towns, we know he's not going to make a defensive team. We know LeBron James ain't going to make a defensive team. We know Steph Curry ain't going to make one. Was it Evan Mobley? I think who was that made it on the Cavs? Was it Evan Mobley? We know Jalen Brunson ain't going to make it. Cade Cunningham, he can't play no defense. Tyrese Halliburton, no defense. Jalen Williams, I think he made the defensive team, didn't he? And we know James Harden ain't going to play no defense. So, this is where we are, man. The names get worse. And I'm not trying to hate on these guys that went out and played defense or whatever like this, but most of these guys are not even second best player on the team. In some cases, ain't even third best player on the team. In some of these cases, aren't even all-time great defenders. Right? So this is what I'm talking about when these guys have to do these superstars. And this is why they're not superstars, most of them. And it's because they only play one side of the ball. To me, they're stars, and the guys who's acting like stars or we're told that are stars, to me, they're not stars. They're just really good players. Or good players, like Anthony Edwards. He's just a good player. SGA, he's a star. He's not a superstar to me. Joker, he's a star. He ain't a superstar to me. He's not. And why I say this is, when we look back in the days, and we saw Magic Johnson, okay, he wasn't making All-NBA defensive team. Charles Barkley wasn't making All-NBA defensive team. Clyde Drexler, I don't think he made an All-NBA defensive team. Even Larry Bird never made All-NBA defensive first team, and only 2 All-NBA defensive second teams. But when we say that these guys only made All-NBA defensive teams, All-NBA second defensive team 2 times for Larry Bird, and the rest of the guys I just talked about, it might be even more. And I'm talking about superstar players. When we talk about these guys, and we like, okay, well, let's see who was in front of them who made those defensive teams. Why were they kept off? Were they kept off because they weren't legit defenders? And then when we look at that year, why they weren't on the All-NBA defensive team, or they only made All-NBA defensive second, when we look at the guys who are on there, they're all-time great defenders that beat them out. This is the difference. The guys who are stopping a LeBron James, a Steph Curry, a Anthony Edwards, a Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, a Kevin Durant. Trying to remember some more names. Maybe a Joel Embiid, a Joker, a Luka. The guys who are stopping these guys from making All-NBA, when you look at the All-NBA team in their era, these guys aren't all-time great defenders. That's stopping them from making the All-NBA team. They're not. It's a joke. That's what the big joke is right there. The guys who are beating him out are not all-time great defenders. They're not. To me, they're just guys who are putting up a defensive effort. I'm just saying, this is why I can't take these so-called superstars in this era serious. I can't. Guys back in the day held themselves to a certain standard. The superstars back then wanted to make All-NBA and All-NBA defensive for the rank, to be decorated on their pedigree, for bragging rights, so they can say, oh, I was better than this player this year, I was better than this player in the past, and not hating on them, just being competitive. And I told you guys before, the guys in the 80s, the 90s, in the 2000s, the 70s, the 60s was always trying to be better than the guys that came before them. And the only way they could be better than the guys that came before them, they had to be better. It had to be shown on the court through accolades, accomplishments, competitiveness on the court. See, this era, I would say since the 2010s, and not to poop on, great guys like Dirk or Tim Duncan, I kind of, exclude them out of it. But starting in the 2010s with this, media coverage, NBA debate shows, and, I tell you, in the past, the media basically took over the NBA so they could have a job, so they could steer the NBA and tell you what's real, what's not real, who's good, who's not good, blah, blah, blah. And they still been doing this. So since the 2010s, they pretty much carve out everybody's legacy of how good they are or not. It doesn't, what I'm trying to say is, they don't care what your eyes see. They don't care, what you done seen in the past. And they'll have the nerve to have these older guys who watched in the past, that watched 2000s, watched 90s, watched 80s, some of them watched 70s. Sit up here and lie for these guys today. Lie for the guys in the 2010s, just so they can get a paycheck and keep the NBA afloat. So basically what I'm trying to say is, these guys' career since the 2010s is media driven. It's not driven by what you see on the court. And again, while a lot of these guys were making All-NBA and All-NBA defensive back in the day, because they held themselves to a standard. And they was held to a standard that you wasn't going to be better than these guys unless you had something to show that you was better than these guys. Because these guys in the past had something to show that they was better, or where they was when you came into the league. Right? The Jerry West, the Wilt Chamberlains, the Bill Russells, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Dr. J's, the Moses Malones, the Magic Johnsons, the Kareems, the list just goes on and on. You think they just handed something to Shaq when he came in? No. Shaq had to earn it. Shaq was getting his ass swept out of the damn playoffs every year and getting embarrassed. Even when he went to the Lakers in the 90s, he got embarrassed again. Dudes didn't play back then. Everybody, oh, Shaq's great, man, but he just can't, blah 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 blah. At one point, they said, oh, Michael Jordan great, but blah 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 blah. Isaiah Thomas great, oh, but blah 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 blah. Kareem's great, man, but he can't win he can win MVPs, but he can't win championships. And what I'm trying to say is, this was the media back then. They was ridiculing you, putting you down, putting it on you until you start winning championships. And then they put you on a pedestal as an all-time great, a winner, in that dude. The dudes in this era, prima donnas. They tell you how great these guys are before they even won anything. Tell you how great they are and never even made an All-NBA second team. Give these guys supermax contracts and never made an All-NBA first team. What a joke. You got a supermax and you never even made an All-NBA first team. What is this, folks? This era is not seen on the court like past eras. It's seen, it's heard in the media. It's not seen on the court like past eras, the greatness. It's instead heard from the media. So you guys already know, if Anthony Edwards, if they don't win this game, look, I'm going to do the same thing as what I did with Joker. If this guy don't put up, if they lose tonight, and if you don't put up 40 to 45 points, I'm going to smoke him tomorrow. I'm going to smoke him tomorrow. Because anybody can put up stats as a loser. Meaningless stats. His stats didn't mean nothing in that last game. And he, pooped all over the court the first game. And Julius Randle, pretty much, we already did that video. Julius Randle, I ain't saying he been carrying him. He been shooting a better percentage from three, in front of the field in general. It meant basically playing on Anthony Edwards' level or better in these playoffs. So I guess we'll talk about it tomorrow, if not tonight. So for LeBron James, making this all NBA second team, I see Sports and Fitness Rams put out a video on this, but I didn't watch it. I'll probably go watch it after I do this video. And, boy, I already know what's coming, boy. I already know what's coming. And we talked about in the beginning of this video that last year was the first year they made all NBA positionless. So what is that? And, you might say, oh, yeah, it's a positionless game. And, yeah, you're probably right. But to me, this just falls into the LeBron James wheelhouse. And you're trying to tell me he was better this year than last year, because last year he made All-NBA third team. So this year he was better. So this year, let me read this off real quick, just to make sure I got this right. So this year he was on Anthony. We're going to the first team and third team. Oh, my fault. Second team and third team. So this year he on the second team he was as good as Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, Evan Mobley, and Jalen Brunson, who all made second team. So they're pissing right in Anthony Edwards' face. That's what they're doing. And apparently he was better than on the third team, Cade Cunningham, Karl Anthony Towns, Tyrese Halliburton, which basically led his team. He was better than Jalen Williams, and he was better than James Harden. So on that second team, this is an indictment on Anthony Edwards again, that LeBron James in year 22 was on par with you. Also, he was the seventh best player. What he said? I think he was he the seventh? When that ESPN came out, I could have sworn he was the seventh. If I'm not mistaken. But he was still in front of Anthony Edwards in year 22 as the best player, one of the best, the rankings of best players in the league. He was still in front of Anthony Edwards, guys. So on the rankings, as best players coming into the year, he's in front of Anthony Edwards, which is another indictment on Anthony Edwards. On this all NBA team, he's on par with Anthony Edwards as all NBA second. Like what? But a 40-year-old, he's better than Cade Cunningham, Karl Anthony Towns, Halliburton, Jalen Williams, and James Harden. And he's on par with Jalen Brunson on the All-NBA second team. But Jalen Brunson leads his team. He's the leader of his team. Hitting clutch shots. I'm talking about, wow, this guy's incredible, man. This guy's incredible. I've never even seen LeBron James hit this many clutch shots in all of his playoff games as Brunson has did in these playoffs. This guy's incredible. I would do whatever I could do if I had to, trade two guys to get him another superstar player, get Karl Anthony Clown out of there and, give somebody some draft picks, whatever. Go over the cap, whatever. Pay the penalty. Get this guy some help. I'll bring him in Greek Freak. Just overpay Greek Freak, because I know he's trying to go somewhere where they don't have state tax. Overpay Greek Freak and put them on the same team, man. This will be unstoppable. See, this is the 1-2 punch, or that would be a 1-2 punch that they thought they was going to get from fake injury Lame Time. That's what they thought they was going to get out of Lame Time. Lame Time did nothing but come over there and steal some money, and that's it. But you put Greek Freak together and Jalen Brunson, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's over. It's over. Mm-hmm. You gotta be able to finagle it. I mean, LeBron James is able to finagle stuff all the time. And you can expect the Lakers, getting some good trades in the all season. So New York better get it together, man. Jalen Brunson is incredible. To me, he's top 5 player in the NBA. I would say, yeah, top 5 easily. I want to put him 4, you know, but you got too many people in front of him. You got Joker, you got SGA, you got Luca, you got Greek Freak. So I will put him 5. This guy's incredible. Don't tell me about no defense. We just look at the defensive team. Nobody plays defense anymore. You ain't got to make no defensive team. Nobody else makes defensive teams who are superstars. And Jalen Brunson been outplaying Anthony Edwards all damn playoffs, all season too, all season. So yeah, LeBron James making this All NBA second team. They're trying to tell us this guy got, and they told us that on the rankings coming into this year, where LeBron James, I think he went up 3 spots or something like that. I forget what it was, but on the top 10 list or the whatever they do, top 100 of the NBA. But he was in the top 10 last year. He was in the top 10 this year. And he I think he went all the way to 7 or something like that. He passed Anthony Edwards. They're trying to say he got better than last year. So that's what they're trying to say too on this All NBA. He was All NBA 13 last year with better numbers last year, but they're trying to say he's better this year. How's that? So this basically is pretty much an indictment that they're trying to say is on Luka. And I know Luka went there all year, and Anthony Davis, because they say coming into the year he was ranked higher than Anthony Davis. So they're trying to say he was better than Anthony Davis, and when Luka came over there, he was carrying Luka. So he's got to be on the NBA second team. That's what they're saying. So basically, what this comes down to, and I keep saying it, and I said this in my last video, it gives him another reason to play next season. Another reason to play next season. He has no reason. He really had no reason to keep playing once he got dusted off in 2018 finals, and he was 3-6. And we talked about this in the last video, how they gave this retarded dude all this help. And I guess it's fitting because look how it came out. 4-6, 6 finals blowout losses. So they already knew, let's get this retarded dude some help, and he still ain't gonna come out on top. We'll get him all-time help, and he still ain't gonna break even. And we're gonna call him the greatest of all time or top 2. But anyways, like I said, this just gives him another reason to play next season. He made All NBA second team. This gives the life to the GOAT debate. Michael Jordan already achieved everything in 11 seasons. It may be 13, depends on how you look at it. And LeBron James still hasn't passed that. So as long as we keep coming up with stupid stuff that doesn't matter, year 22, and he's All NBA second, and he was 6th in MVP vote. What does that even mean? To me, the only thing that really means anything is you were 1 or 2. I'm talking about for the big hype. I guess for the record, you can say, oh yeah, it means something for how old he was, but does it mean anything for anybody to post that he was 6th in a weak soft era where the superstars don't even play defense? And basically the league don't play defense. They travel and carry. There's no real head coaches. These aren't real refs. So what does 6th in MVP mean? With all it means absolutely nothing. You ask Joker, this is what he would say. Oh, we know you came in second. How do you feel about this? He just said I wasn't good enough. I got to get better. Second ain't a winner. That's what he would say. See, LeBron James fans, they will feel good about second place because they're always coming in second place or below that. That's what their longevity has to do with. Never winning. It's just always being in a race, but never winning the damn race. They're happy about that. kept going to the Olympics qualifying, and everybody else was winning a damn gold medal. And you kept getting silver and bronze. And you know, all these other guys got all these gold medals. And you say, oh, well, I got more silvers and bronze than you. But how? Because I qualified way more than you. Well, we won like 6 gold. And we were done. We didn't want to, we achieved everything. We didn't want to keep playing. Gold is a high standard. No, it's not. Because I got 15 silvers and bronze. So I got more than you. I'm a better winner because I got more silvers and bronze than you do gold. What? I'll tell you, man, this world, and I try to tell you in the last video, this is just like poking a bear. This is like saying, you know, a whole bunch of stupid stuff that don't make no sense. That's the LeBron James career. LeBron James' career is a bunch of clickbait and a bunch of, you know, trigger bait and trigger stuff. That's all it is. And everybody's making money off of it. So LeBron James always wins. And his fans love it because they can keep poking the bear. They know none of it's true. None of it's real. None of it means nothing. LeBron James ain't a winner. He ain't top 2. He know he ain't top 2. But if you can keep winning off of making money, who cares? Because the world ain't about truth anymore. It's really never been about truth. But now it's just blatant lies. Whether you look, wherever you look at. Social media, whatever. It's all about, you know, like I said, it's all about trigger. So you can be seen, so you can be heard, so you can make money. Can't make no money off the truth. Huh? What we say? A lie is beautiful. It feels good. Give me some more of it. The truth is ugly. It don't feel good. Get it away from me. So basically, that's what, you know, LeBron James figured out, you know, before he went to Miami. I can be an all-time great. I can have the media working for me. I can do everything wrong by going to Miami and paying off the media. And that's basically what he done did all of his career. And the NBA's been on par with it because they need somebody to hype up. They need a darling. And we told you what makes this a GOAT debate between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. The fact that it's not. It's not a GOAT debate. But that's what makes it a GOAT debate. See, some people might not understand. This is what makes it a GOAT debate. That is not. Because it pisses off one side and the other side is laughing. See, if the Michael Jordan fans and the non-LeBron James fans will walk away, the GOAT debate will be over. Michael Jordan wins. But because Michael Jordan fans keep responding, or non-LeBron James fans keep responding also, it keeps the GOAT debate going. Keeps LeBron James going, and his cronies, and the people he pays to lie. That's the only thing that keeps it going. Because people like Michael Jordan, he ain't going to speak up for himself. And that's what I was trying to tell you the other day. How's it worth making the videos when these guys are rich. And they don't even speak up for themselves. They get pissed in their face. The Dr. J's, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell when he was still alive, Karl Malone, Jerry West when he was still, all these guys that's in the top 10, the Tim Duncans, the Shaqs, the Hakeem Elijah ones, even the guys that's over him that I think that's even in the top 15, the Birds, the Magics, all these guys, how come they ain't speaking up? Because they're trying to tell you, the media, that LeBron James, I ain't talking about just some all-brand media. We're talking about Fox. We're talking about ESPN. We're talking about all their affiliates, Clutch Points, and we can go on and on. That LeBron James is either number 1 or number 2 in front of all those guys, in front of Dr. J. None of these guys never speak up. Even though they're getting pissed in their face, they're not saying nothing. That's crazy. But we're supposed to sit here and defend them, and they're not. They're living rich. They're living good. They don't care about their legacy. But we're supposed to care about the legacy. We're supposed to defend them over a 4-6 loser that did it wrong all of his career and then fell short. And we're not just trying to defend, you know, them over what LeBron says. It's what the media says, because the media has been driving this thing for a long time. So it's just not about the Michael Jordan versus LeBron. It's LeBron versus all those guys in the top 10, the top 15 that the media says that LeBron James was better than. So in essence, LeBron James pissed on all those guys, pissed in their eyes, in the media, Fox Sports, ESPN, and all their affiliates, pissed on all them all-time greats that did it right, played defense, had great offensive skill sets, had rivalries, lifted the game up, pushed the game forward. Where they at, man? Don't you get sick of making videos trying to, defend the past era guys? And they don't want to defend themselves. But you will have, you even have past era guys even saying LeBron James is number one or number two. This is crazy. And you'll have his era guys saying he's number one or number two. So the NBA is basically a racket. And the thing is, when you look at LeBron James fans, they're very little. Because when you talk about other fans, they don't like him. If you're a Curry fan, if you're a Durant fan, if you're, a Wilt fan, if you're a Jordan fan, if you're a Barkley fan, if you're a Karl Malone fan, if you're a John Stockton fan, if you're a Moses Malone fan, if you're a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fan, as far as you think that's the greatest player of all time, these guys, Dr. J, whatever, these guys don't like LeBron James. If you're a Kobe fan. So LeBron James fans are very few. But still yet, this guy is number two. Or number one. With all this said, he still gets to, be the toast and the talk of the NBA and yada yada, everything I just said. So at some point it gets old because it's nothing new. And we talked about this in the last video about him. Oh, well, LeBron said this. He says the same thing every couple months. His crony says the same thing every couple months, whether it's about Michael Jordan or what he did in this finals, what he did in this, accumulated stats. It's the same thing. And like we said, if he's number one or number two, how come he don't retire? And he's been number one or number two since, I think they said like 2016. Definitely in the 2020s, he's been number one or number two. So if you was that with $1 billion, why didn't you retire? Because Michael Jordan ain't catching you. And you got four championships, 4 finals, MVPs, 4 MVPs. And you have all these all-star appearances, all NBAs. So nobody's catching you in the 2020s that's playing in the 2020s. Nobody's going to be able to catch that. From what I see. Look like these teams are just one and done on championships. So, the fact is, he's not one or two. That's why he has never retired yet. Because once he retires, it's all going to start to set in. And everything's going to close in. You're going to find out he really had $1 billion and he wasn't one or two. So he's going to stay around, bring in Bryce and, keep this circus going. Because that's all it's been since he went to Miami, was a circus. Don't they say the circus takes their talents from city to city, from town to town? That's what he does. Take my talents to South Beach. Whatever talents they are. Take his limited talents to South Beach and let somebody else carry him. Great.